Thousands of square miles were laid waste. Billions of dollars were spent. 3 million died as the Cold War moved to Vietnam. Dien Bien Phu, 1954, one of the defining battles of the Cold War. Despite substantial American backing, the French finally lost control of their Vietnamese colony. They were defeated by the communist-led army of General Giap.
The
Dien Bien Phu campaign was a huge victory. It was the first time a poor feudal nation had beaten a great colonial power that had a modern industry and a massive army. The victory meant a lot, not just to us, but to people all over the world.
There was a new regime in Vietnam. It was nationalist, but it was also communist. After Dien Bien Phu, the French left Vietnam for good. An international peace conference temporarily divided Vietnam into North and South and agreed that countrywide elections would be held in 1956. America opposed the elections. They never took place.
It was felt that the elections could not be free in the North in particular. I would say that was part of it. The other was that a sense that even if free elections were held, they probably would be dominated by the communists, and the communists would gain control.
Ho Chi Minh, North Vietnam's leader, had lived in France and trained in Moscow. To many Vietnamese, he was a national hero, but Washington saw him as an instrument of the communist bloc. In South Vietnam, the United States underwrote the regime of President Diem, an anti-communist determined to resist Hanoi. Ruthless and autocratic, Diem was intolerant of any opposition. In 1960, to fight Diem and to unite the country under Hanoi, the communists created the National Liberation Front, known to its opponents as the Viet Cong. Such movements were encouraged by Moscow.
Не заглушить вам голос народа, голос правды, который звучит и будет звучать. Конец, могила колониальному рабству. Долой его и похоронить его, чем глубже, тем лучше.
Let every nation know, whether it wishes us well or ill, that we shall pay any price, bear any burden, meet any hardship, support any friend, oppose any foe, to assure the survival and the success of liberty.
Within a year of his election, after suffering the Bay of Pigs fiasco in Cuba and a crisis in Berlin, President Kennedy set out to show strength in Asia.
The objective was to prevent the dominoes from falling. The loss of Vietnam would trigger the loss of Southeast Asia, and conceivably even the loss of India, and would strengthen the Chinese and the Soviet position across the world.